Now it's revenge time. The militants who controlled Timbuktu just a few days ago ran their operations from many of these stores. They lived here and hid their arms and weapons here. For the people of Timbuktu who've been terrorised by them, this was their chance to vent.
This is months and months of frustration and repression finally erupting, and there's no one here to police these people.
A few Malian soldiers tried to control the marauding crowd, mostly in vain. This is why emotions are so intense. Life in Timbuktu under the Al-Qaeda jihadists meant even women were publicly flogged. 100 lashes was not uncommon if the Islamic police deemed their clothing inappropriate. The militants were proud of their work and allowed punishments to be filmed to discourage others. A Timbuktu resident recorded this and this interview.
I told you, this is Sharia law in action. No more.
Azahara was not the woman filmed earlier, but received the same punishment. She was accused of talking to a man not related to her, and that was her offence. She passed out 3 times, but they waited while she recovered, then carried on flogging. Her mother and father were both forced to watch. Right then, I just wanted to die, she said. It was so painful. It was just terrible pain. Her brother was shot and killed by the militants just a week before the French troops arrived here, accused of flouting the jihadist rule which forbade all gatherings. He had only recently celebrated the birth of his first child. It's a double tragedy for their father Abdal, who's convinced the militants are still in Timbuktu. Their escape was scuppered by the French airstrikes, and they're now hiding nearby, protected by sympathisers.
The
rest of the Al-Qaeda group didn't have time to leave. When the planes began bombing, they didn't have time to leave. They're still here in the city.
Across the towns where the militants ruled, horrifying tales of violence and terror are emerging. These 2 men were in Gao when the jihadists ruled they should have their hands amputated for supporting the Malian government. He says he was tied to a chair and hooded before the Islamic police cut his wrist and then showed his severed hand to the crowd. The other tells how the jihadis tortured him for 3 months before publicly hacking his hand off. Many more French troops have now arrived in Timbuktu. Their focus will be hunting down any militants still here. But the jihadis have time on their side. They have nowhere to run to. Alex Crawford, Sky News, Timbuktu.